What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's reaction video is what Army recruits go through at boot camp. Now, we did the Marine SEALs, Army Marine SEAls, I think it was.
I recognise that, yeah.
I apologise if I got that wrong, but I think it was the Marines we checked out last time. Quite a long video, and it was brutal, wasn't it?
Tough.
Very tough. And again, I want to stress that these are, which I know we're going to get in the comments, this is what they let you see.
Yeah, we don't know what goes on behind the closed doors.
Exactly, and I'm sure it's even more brutal than what this is. I'm super keen. I love these little compilations going through, showing the dedication it takes to become.
Yeah. These kinds of videos always kind of make me feel a bit like two-sided.
Okay.
Because, like, on the one side, I get that they're being so tough and all that because their job is so, like, there's no messing around in that. It's so strict. But then on the other side, I'm like, these guys, they like typically young guys, you know, putting themselves in there to like go, you know, put their lives on the line and all this. And then they're just being shouted at all the time. I don't know. It makes me feel like two different sets of emotions.
I can see what you mean.
Stop shouting at him like that. And then, but then you're like, he needs to be shouted at to kind of understand how serious his job is.
And that's what trains you. Maybe this shouting, I know it's quite silly to say someone shouting at you will save your life in the battlefield, but just drilling that into you to be aware, drilling, just...
I just always think like...
I can't think of a word.
I don't know, but like obviously they've got such a dangerous job.
Yep.
An important job.
Yep.
But we don't go around shouting at our doctors and nurses like that.
That is, yeah, but it's definitely different, isn't it? Because I suppose the battlefield's a high-stress environment.
Yeah, if they get it wrong, like...
And if you can't deal with it here... When your life's on the line, can you deal with it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's a lot worse in them situations. So I am super keen for this. Again, it just adds to that respect I have for them. Because you know it's an incredibly tough job. They're putting my life on line.
So like right now, if that guy was me, like with the one with the glasses, I'd be crying.
Oh yeah, definitely. You'd have been crying before you even walked in. You'd have heard someone else being shouted at.
I don't know. I just can't take it when people got their voices raised.
Oh, definitely
it makes me cry even if it's not even about me.
And that's it's good job I don't raise my voice though. So there's not much crying around.
Only when you're high pitched screaming because you're losing a game.
Oh yeah.
But it's never
only
at
when like Rotham's losing it and it'll be at the TV.
And I'll be sitting there going, stop shouting, please.
Because it'll be at the TV because the referee's giving a bad decision in football, so like just the emotion coming out. But that's about it, isn't it? Smash that like button, guys, if you enjoy this kind of content. Smash that subscribe button if you're new around here. We'd seriously appreciate it. We're fast approaching 90k. Like it's going quick.
Bad.
It is mental, is it, to say that number? So we'd seriously appreciate it. If you could smash that subscribe button, that's a dream come true if that ever happened.
Yeah,
that is mental.
I feel like it's a lot more realistic now. Like we can start thinking about it now,
as opposed to a couple months ago.
Like even a month ago, we were like,
nah, that won't happen.
Still
Maybe
a long
in 2023.
way to go. And then here we are, like,
definitely,
it's
mental. So smash that subscribe button. Would seriously appreciate it. I was actually looking at the statistics. I think about 70% of you legends are not actually subscribed. So there's only actually 30% legends out there. Smash that subscribe button. Smash that subscribe button. Would seriously appreciate that. And let's get straight into what army recruits go through at boot camp. What we got?
Why are you moving? Why are you moving?
This is Army Boot Camp. Before they join the United States Army, all recruits have to graduate from a 22-week program known as One Station Unit Training, also known as OSUT.
22 weeks, though.
It happens here at Fort Benning, a 182,000-acre military installation that straddles the Alabama-Georgia border about 100 miles southwest of Atlanta. Every year, more than 18,000 soldiers graduate before joining the more than 470,000 people actively serving in the Army.
13, 14, 15.
Although most of the recruits that we saw during our time there were male, recruits trained together in gender-integrated platoons.
These young men and women that volunteer to serve, they show up to us as civilians, and then we take them through a transformative process to turn them into soldiers.
You just go to position of attention, and you stay in position of attention.
On a rain-soaked week in February, we spent 4 days inside the Army's Maneuver Center of Excellence, which...
Tell you what, this is grueling. But imagine having to do it on a rain-soaked February. In some ways...
Nothing worse than being cold and wet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
In some ways, it would be nice because you're not over hot. But when you're having to do the drills, when you're going through the mud,
It's not for me.
Bring on the sub. Well, yeah, bring on none.
Yeah,
bring on none.
I think it just adds to like the respect because I would just never do that.
You don't even like going outside in the rain.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
Train soldiers to serve in the infantry and armor branches. We saw different companies at various stages of training. On day 1, new infantry recruits on a bus from the Atlanta airport arrive at the 30th AG Battalion headquarters, where all new recruits are received.
Listen up! You ain't got one here for you at this point. It's yes, drill sergeant, no drill sergeant. You understand? Yes, drill sergeant! What I tell you, you will pass your folders to the front!
The minimum age to enlist in the Army is 17, and the maximum age is 35. The base
35,
salary
that's
for an
maximum age.
entry-level private.
That's interesting. I mean, I get it for like health and, you know, like...
Yeah, if you're going to spend all this time training them up, if they're going to retire...
Is that why, like, they retire like at that time and then they go get a different job?
I guess so, but again, it doesn't... I won't get into the pay too much because I always thought it's ridiculously low, but then if you take into the fact that they do have potentially some have college paid for, they're not paying for accommodation, they're not paying for food, and it's technically all going in savings, then fair enough, but still, it'd be nice to see them get paid a bit more.
Well, yeah, they're doing a pretty important job. And
Exactly.
also, like, if they've got families...
It's nice to help the families out and stuff like that.
Yeah, because otherwise it's like single parents, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But I guess you've got to be at your peak physical form, so it's not exactly...
I think with the obviously you do like a station, don't you? Like you go out for a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
and then
depending
you
on where
come
you're
back,
in, yeah.
and then do you have a break? And then do you still get paid for your break? Is that like a holiday?
I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I don't actually know. That's a good point. Because you do like 6 months on, 6 months off.
Don't we?
Yeah.
So then do they have like a certain amount of time off, and do they get paid for that?
Let us know in the comments. That'd be super interesting. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Private is about $20,000 a year.
Let's go!
Only 20,000.
30 seconds!
That's like a trainee kind of...
Once they're off the bus,
basic pay, isn't it?
the first order of business is establishing the code of conduct.
Because I promise you, if you don't pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, you're going to make your Army career very short. You treat everybody with dignity and respect, regardless of race, religion, color, national origin, gender, sexual orientation, and all other protected categories. Yes?
Well, I know we pause a lot, so I will make this quick. That should just apply in life anywhere, not just the Army, by
and
the
also,
way.
I feel like it's sad that he even has to state that.
Yeah, that should just be a given, but we won't go on for it too much because we have paused a lot.
Sexual assault is any unwanted physical contact in a sexual nature. So if you put your hands on another individual,
the fact that he's going to say that as well is mad.
You're not saving their life, and they file a sexual assault, and it comes down that you put your hands on this individual when you weren't supposed to, that is going to be on you. You will get kicked out of the military, and then you'll probably have to file as a registered sex offender. Do you understand?
Before they go inside, the new recruits learn some basic commands and standing positions.
Hut training time! Everyone look down at their toes. You should be able to fit a slice of pizza in between your toes. If you look around, they're gonna see you. Cause you're taller than everyone else! Quickly! Who wants pizza?
How's it his fault?
Grab one and go, it's all the same!
The recruits grab the snack that's waiting for them inside, consisting of a fruit cup, sunflower seeds, a granola bar, and a juice box.
Watch the video, remain silent.
Since 1775, the Army has been the bearer of our nation's strength in every crisis or conflict. Make no mistake about it, the journey you are embarking upon will not be easy. But you wouldn't be here if we didn't think you couldn't meet the challenge.
Listen up, your last 4-year social.
After being welcomed, recruits begin what's known as processing, which can take 1 to 2 weeks before their actual training begins.
Wow. A little bit, we'll give you a period to go in a room by yourself.
First, they're given one last chance to discreetly dispose of prohibited contraband, like drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and inappropriate photographs.
If any photo you possess on your phone is less than a bathing suit, you will not have it. You will delete it all.
Even if it's their own
Recruits
partners.
get rid of contraband
Sounds like
in
it.
an amnesty room, where they dispose of it by throwing it down a metal chute.
Is anybody confused on what you can and cannot have?
That's a good idea, though. sending everybody in, even if you've got nothing to do it, because no one knows them.
Yeah, because then if you've got one person, you haven't just seen one person go in.
Everyone goes in, you don't know who's disposed of what,
exactly.
if they've disposed of anything.
It truly is anonymous, isn't it?
The next morning, the recruits report to the barber shop.
Oh, that's hard, man.
One barber has worked at Fort Benning for almost 60 years.
I've been here ever since 1963. That's a long time. I should have been retired a long time ago, but I wake up in the morning now, I be wanting to come out here and go to work.
Recruits are issued uniforms. They receive a series of immunizations and vaccines.
Sorry, I just can't watch that.
And get their official photo taken, along with myriad housekeeping details that fill up their 1 to 2 week stay in processing.
Hey, sit up straight.
That is, until processing ends. And the time for training finally arrives.
Let's go. Grab your bags and go.
We found a company of recruits about to begin training in the armor school.
Who's a bridle?
These recruits are about to be picked up and taken to their barracks, where they'll reside for the rest of their training.
Let's go. You guys are going to the front. Bus, go.
This is the last chance for recruits to change their minds before training begins, like one recruit who decided to stay behind.
No shame in that. It's tough.
You don't know if you're going to like it till you get there.
This short bus ride from processing to their new barracks will be the most peaceful moments these recruits will experience for a while. What happens next is known as the shark attack.
Run! Run! At no time will you walk! You will run! Everyone you freaking go! Go! Run! Run! Did they say what? Get your bags up right now! Get your bags up! This way! Let's go! You're a tough guy! Don't move! Do something!
Instantly.
That's what I thought! Why do you still not understand this? He just said it!
Well, it's really just a little shock to the system so we can break them down to build them back up. We're breaking a lot of habits from the civilian world, and nothing better than a little shock to the system to establish that that drill sergeant is in charge to let us start our training.
Pick up your bag and hold it!
The recruits spend much of the shark attack holding their heavy rucksacks above their heads,
Over your head!
which takes a physical toll.
Why is that so difficult? You can't pick that bag up. You decided to join the army and you can't pick that bag up. Right side bag, right side bag, right side bag.
After about 20 minutes, the intensity begins to subside.
20 minutes of that.
I'm just saying, see you later, I'm done now.
Yeah, it's
I'm not having you shout at me, tell me to lift up my bag for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, we both only last about a minute, wouldn't we? Well,
I'd just say that's me done now, guys.
I may last a minute, but I'd struggle, to be honest with you.
Drill sergeant's tone changes
We only produce the best soldiers in the United States Army.
before training officially begins. After the shock
still
and
smiling.
awe of the shark attack, things do
At the
appear to
moment.
calm down.
Is it a video?
It's a movie.
Movie, yeah. Alpha 347. I always wanted to be a star.
We found this group of infantry soldiers in week 11 of their training, practicing on the firing range. The mood was much more relaxed,
Try to get 8 up on my level.
and their conversations with their drill sergeants are conducted at normal volumes, like when this drill sergeant educated the recruits on the meaning of the military expression 8 up.
Is a piece of 8 up gum good? You don't want something that's 8 up, right? You want something fresh. You break the seal, it smells like eau de Olay, right? Okay.
That dynamic changes because we want the soldiers to become more critical thinkers. At that point, we are turning into more coaches and mentors. We dial it back a little bit, so we don't want them frightened. We want them to be comfortable and in a state of mind that is receptive to learning and performing at that level.
up to 200.
So it's not all just brute force, tear you down.
No, because it can't be, can it? Really?
It can't be, no.
Because otherwise no one will want to join. If you're just going to be...
It's a perfect technique. They've mastered it, so it's psychological effects of building you up, then be getting friends and enjoying it more, and being aware. I think the most important is being aware.
The start thing is the brutal thing is to let them know that even if they be friends with them, like, and
that can happen, yeah.
We are still in charge.
Yeah,
still
so
our
don't be a
rules,
cocky little shit.
Yeah, but then, like, once they've understood that, I mean, I feel like, personally, I mean, a lot of people learn better when they're not being shouted at all the time.
Definitely. It puts them aware, makes them aware of themselves, but then they can have a chat as well. Completely agree.
41 hours of infantry OSIT are devoted to marksmanship, where recruits fire about 2,500 rounds using the M4 carbine, as well as the M249 squad automatic weapon, or SAW.
We create lethality. We create expert marksmen at their individual weapons, because as an infantry soldier, that's what we're asking them to do.
Recruits get one of the most painful parts of training out of the way early.
Once we check your seal, you will not touch your ProMat.
This group of infantry recruits was exposed to CS gas, or tear gas, in week 1 of their training.
You're going to continue to file in until we tell you to stop. You're going to place your back against the wall.
The recruits spend about 5 minutes inside the gas hut. Upon exiting the gas hut, the recruits are told to flap their arms like birds to remove excess gas from their uniforms. According to a drill sergeant, the effects of the gas begin to wear off after about 4 minutes.
What is the point in
Some training moves...
Like, is there...
I guess because you're going to potentially, in warfare, have to go in a gas building with a gas mask on, and you got to know how you're going to feel and still be able to operate under that, and then when you get out of it, to know to flap, to get rid of it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's all just having situational awareness, I guess, and kind of, I suppose, getting to the worst point, so if you experience it, you're prepared for it, if that makes sense.
Indoors, like combatives, where recruits learn hand-to-hand self-defense tactics.
We're trying to teach them to achieve a dominant body position. So get out of one negative position and then switch roles so they end up having the upper hand in a fight.
During combatives training, recruits warm up with a particularly painful-looking exercise, referred to as the EO. While laying on their backs, they have to engage their core to wiggle across the entire room.
They use their momentum, shoulder blades, their core to help them create space, warm up the body.
Recruits work up a major appetite during training. But Fort Benning is big, and they're not always within range of the dining facility. When they're training in the field, recruits are issued MREs, which stands for Meal Ready to Eat. Each comes with an entree, like this vegetarian pasta with taco sauce,
we used to have to eat these
with an assortment.
Did you like them?
In cadets, they're like little ration packs, and we had like, I mean, it's a good day if you got a beans and sausage.
Is it? I've never had them.
But cold it's not. Like, some of them are like, it was like just like cat food and looked like cat food.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll stay away from them. But I have said, if someone sends them as...
We'll try them.
I will try them because people suggested
the beans, I think
I don't really want to.
I think I only got beans and sausage once.
Ooh,
but it was cold.
Shame.
But it was still better
so you didn't even have a good one.
No, but it was like better than the rest cold.
Yeah.
Of items like mixed fruit, an energy bar, and this instant French vanilla cappuccino.
Yeah, we used to get
Recruits
a
just
drink.
add water, shake it up, and enjoy. Once they're fortified, recruits return to their training. Recruits spend up to 60 hours in training known as MOUT, which stands for Military Operations in Urban Terrain.
Door left, door left. One man calls door left.
Infantrymen are expected to fight in different types of terrain and survive and win the fight. Right now, they are getting their first taste of what that's like in an urban environment.
Rolling T. All right, coming up.
In operations across Afghanistan, Iraq, we are conducting clearance operations, and it's applicable wherever we go.
Boom.
It's important for the future soldiers' muscle memory because they are working as a team with minimal communication, and they have to understand how that coordination works together.
Do it again.
After 22 weeks of training, these infantrymen are ready to leave Fort Benning. friends and family gather to watch their soldiers graduate on NOA Field.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They look like soldiers, they act like soldiers, they're carrying their head high. I have trainees that were not alive when 9/11 happened. I think that's pretty powerful, that I still can find American citizens that want to volunteer to serve their country when we continue to ask them to go to combat.
These new infantrymen don't have long to greet their loved ones.
Get on the bus!
Or say goodbye to their friends before leaving Fort Benning to begin their service in the United States Army.
Wow, just like that.
So 22 weeks away from your family, and then you're
boom,
got a quick
straight
hug
in
and
it.
scooped off.
Yeah, I mean, huge respect, fair play.
100%.
For anyone who has served or anyone potentially doing the training right now and may see this in 5-6 months' time. You know what I mean? Potentially huge respect. Like, honestly, the things we go through, not only then, obviously in the future, when I'm actually on the battlefield, absolutely crazy. And yeah, it's so we can be free. We wouldn't be able to do these videos if some people didn't do that, so fair play and thank you so much. Enjoy that?
Yeah, it was good.
Definitely.
Yeah.
If you guys want to check out any more of these, let us know in the comments, because I don't think we've got any more on the list.
No.
But I really enjoy these compilations and stuff like that, of just how the training is and how brutal it is. It puts into perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments, guys. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and have a fantastic day. Peace.